I was doing the syndication, and the lawyer actually ended up training to be a coach. I ended up being an abundance coach for women, and I'd been studying divine feminine for a long time, and I had started to marry that with the feminine and abundance, and then I to bring that in with real estate came in as this divine download, this mission to help 1 million women create financial freedom through real estate investing came in. It was almost like God said, here's your mission, should you choose to accept it. Bring women in to continue this work on this broader scale. And again, I felt that full body yes, but didn't know how. I said, well, I don't know. And I got that, you don't need to know. But I was like, okay, if you just show me the next step and the next step, then I'll do that.
That's
Yeah.
how real estate investment goddesses were born.
Yes, that's how Real Estate
Yeah.
Investor Goddesses was born. And so part of it, and this was a very long way of answering your question, but about women, and I think that a lot of times more women aren't doing this because one, they don't know, and I've been here at all stages. One, they don't know that this is even a possibility for them, right? They don't even think about this as an option. You can be a landlord, and especially for women, this is so important. There's this huge gender wealth gap. A lot of people talk about the income gap between men and women. For every dollar that a man makes working, a woman makes, I think, 82 cents now on average. Well, there's a gender wealth gap. So the wealth gap is what you own minus what you owe, your net worth. And so for every dollar of net worth that a single man has, a single woman only has 32 cents. And then when you factor in race, it's way worse. So for every dollar of net worth that a single white man has, guess how much a single Black or Latina woman has?
18 cents.
Good guess. Less than 1 penny.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
less
That's
than
rough.
1 penny. And
That's
this
rough to
even with
hear,
college
Monique.
educated
I
women,
don't
because a lot of
know.
them end up with debt
Yeah.
from university or for college, right? So you're negative. A
Yeah.
lot of them start off negative. And real estate is one of, if not the best way to erase that gap. And not only that, but it will change things for generations. When people own property and they can leave it to the generations that come after them, that changes the
Mhm.
whole game. And
Yes.
so it's so important for women, and I think women of color, to be able to invest in real estate for so long. And in my lifetime, there have been barriers to women being able to own real estate, get loans, get mortgages, have credit cards in their name. It's crazy.
I
It hasn't been
know.
that long.
Yeah, it really hasn't been long. When I found out that, I think when I got my first bank account, I think women were able to get their own bank accounts by themselves for 20 years or something like that. It was a very short amount of time. And I was just
Yeah.
like, what? And yeah, I didn't realize how bad it was before that. And then, but when you talk about the numbers, it really does make it obvious that not only because those decisions, whenever the numbers are that skewed, it's not just because, oh, when people of color don't like to buy stuff and make it investments, right? It's that it's literally that nobody knows it's an option or they don't know how it works for them, right?
Yes. So for a long time, there were some serious, and there's still some, but to a lot less extent. But there were systemic barriers
Yeah.
to women and people of color being able to access real estate. Right? There was redlining. So there have been systemic barriers that have caused this. There wasn't necessarily a tradition of my parents owned their home, right? Which a lot of people don't, but they always owned a home. But they never owned real estate. They never owned property. I never saw them investing in anything, not stocks, not anything. And so it wasn't something I thought about. And for a lot of people, their parents don't even own homes, right? They don't, that's just, it's not in their existence. There's not in their, they don't see. And for a lot of women, we don't see ourselves doing this. That's probably why I'd started my podcast, Real Estate Investor Goddess, and I was interviewing all these different women, of all different ages, all different backgrounds, all different races. So people could, women could see, oh, wait, she did that? Oh, she's only that old, or she was that old when she started, or she's like, she started and like came from that background and managed to be successful. You know, she could do it, I could do it. So partly it's just being able to see that it's possible that once I found out that I could bring investors together to do that, I was like, wait, I can do that? I knew there were apartment buildings, but it didn't never, ever, ever cross my mind to think that I could own that.
Right.
And right now I invest a lot in industrials. I have factories and warehouses and things like that. It's like never in a million years would I have ever thought that this would be something that I could do and would do. But once it got shown to me, it's like, oh, I can do that. This is possible. So that's first thing. So then other people, then there are the women who would do it. They see it, okay, that's possible. But how do I do it? Right. So they don't know
Right.
what to do.
I think that's
Um,
like the next part of the brain is just, okay, it's
yeah, it's like,
possible, but
okay,
like, what?
how? How? Right.
What
Then the
does
next is
that
like,
look like?
how does
Right.
it, how do you do
Yeah.
that? Right. So then that's the other thing. So then they get stuck because they get stuck in the how.
Yeah.
They don't know how. And that partly, that's this again, these are the things that I try to do. And one, show that it's possible, show women it's possible, to show you how that this is okay, these are the steps that you would take. And then the third reason why, because then there are people who know it's possible, they know the steps, but, and this is a big one, and what's going on between their ears, they are afraid.